So before we start our march up to Mrs. Trauth's home, I want to pledge solidarity with all the other actions being taken today by students and workers, not just nationally, but worldwide. I want to congratulate our brothers and sisters in South Africa, who through restless work and inspiring actions have successfully halted tuition hikes from taking effect next year. Concessions such as those, however, will not lead to complacency, for their goal, much like ours, is tuition-free institutions. I'd also like to congratulate students from the University of Missouri, who have pressured several faculty members into resigning amidst allegations that they were turning a blind eye to racially motivated incidents. If anything, that's a testament to what direct action can do. So, we're no longer raised to believe that education is a right you are entitled to as a citizen. Instead, we, as students, and those who assist us in getting through college are being treated as consumers. And education must now be purchased, for it has become a commodity. Although it's harder to tell with each passing day, let us not forget that these are schools and not corporations.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, schools will continue to attempt to outdo each other as they rapidly build new sporting facilities and luxurious housing to garner more clientele, while graduating class after graduating class will set new records in the arena of debt accrued. 40 million Americans now shoulder an amount of debt that surpasses that of credit card debt, over $1.2 trillion. To quote Bob Dylan, it doesn't take a weatherman to know which way the wind blows, and the wind is certainly blowing in the direction of institutions and private loan companies. And I'll be honest, I'm not surprised when people balk at the idea of free education being a human right. Like I said earlier, our current broken system does not allow for us to think of such a thing. However, if it must come down to numbers, total tuition paid last year was no more than $70 billion, and that's a low estimate. Our defense budget exceeded $500 billion, and that's my low estimate. So ask yourself, what does that money pay for? It pays for America's imperialist fetish. We keep an estimated 800 bases operating overseas at a cost of about $150 billion a year. No other empire in the history of mankind has ever stretched itself so thin. Have any positives come out of that? Absolutely not. We're currently witnessing one of the largest mass exoduses of people from war-torn countries in the Middle East and Northern Africa due to capitalist wars waged by the West in order to, quote, spread democracy. On the home front, we spend an average of $40 billion a year on a malicious war on drugs that only serves to imprison or incarcerate unarmed offenders who, more often than not, are people of color.
Speak.
These prisons only serve to dehumanize and humiliate their inhabitants, but they too rake in billions every year. So don't tell me that the money isn't there. The money's there, but it's being hoarded by a criminal bourgeois class that aims to perpetually exploit the workers and students of the world. We must always remember that the student and worker struggle is one and the same. United, we form a large contingent that no politician currently serving under the corrupt two-party system can ignore. We can talk all we want about electing certain candidates who mask themselves as, quote, progressives and seem to be talking our language, but they're not here to perform miracles. If our desire is to attend tuition-free institutions, then we must demand it. If our desire is a living wage and empowerment all across the board, then we must demand it. The rich in this country have built a wall between us and them. Let us tear down that wall and use the bricks to build a new and better world. So today, our voices will echo throughout all of campus. Let the establishment know that free higher education and living wages are a human right and not a dream deferred. And I'd like to end by quoting Langston Hughes, the man I consider to be the spirit of the Harlem Renaissance and a notable socialist. He once asked, what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or does it explode? Thank you.